All right, welcome to this week's Friday Forum. Maybe that's what we call it. I don't know. I got to think of a new name for it because it's going to be a little more in depth than the old Reddit replies were. Maybe not in depth. It's going to be a little bit different, right? We're going to change some things around. We're going to try some new things. We're going to mix and experiment. So always let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, all that fun stuff. So yeah, we're going to be kind of doing something slightly different. So before we get into our Friday forum, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. All that stuff really helps. We're getting close to 6K now. Well, we're working on 6K. We're getting there. I think we're like 500 away still, but still, we're getting there. Really, really cool because we just hit 5K not that long ago. If we do hit 6K, or maybe 7K, somewhere in there, I'll probably do another video that's like love or hate and go through like the next cycle or whatever. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out. So anyway, do all that stuff. Greatly appreciate it. So before we go to Reddit, let's go to my Discord. So for those that don't know, I have a Discord page and it's really fun. It's really great and you should join. But we do have a whole rules section where we basically have this whole thing here where it's a forum based rules section so that this way all the different rules questions will be listed out. You can just search what you want and maybe it's already been asked and whatnot. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick shout out. Somebody was asking a clarification on a vague point regarding hope from the encounter set. Her base stat equals to that of your hero, who she retains those stats, and then they ask if they retain those stats when you flip to alter ego, right? So the whole Hope Summers card works in the idea of like she doesn't have an attack or thwart. Her attack and thwart is just whatever your heroes is, but what happens if you're an alter ego? Well, the thing is, it's doing a check on this when you like thwart or attack, right? So if your hero is not out there to have stats, then it does not work. Right. So then when it work, her stats would be 0-0 technically. I've seen this argued both ways. But from everything I've seen and from the rules understanding and how checks would be made, it would check if your hero is on the table. If your hero is not on the table, you can't check those stats, right? Because you're technically out of play then. So anyway, that's that. Like I said, join the Discord. The link's down below. And feel free to ask more questions or just hang out and talk with us. It's a really good fun time. So with that being said, this is my subreddit. For those that don't know, I have a subreddit, and it's gotten some traction, which is kind of cool to see. There's actually been some posts and memes. I just want to point out there's memes here. I like memes. I like to laugh throughout the day. And sure, I'm sharing some of them, and I'm not the one making them. The novels is, but that's okay. She doesn't need to know that I told you all that. But yeah, people are sharing different stuff, doing different things, so it's really fun and cool. So definitely join the subreddit. But there has been some stuff going on that I wanted to point out. First one is actually a post by me, talking about what do you think the next cycle will be after X-Men. I am curious what you all think. What's the next cycle? A lot of us are voting for Fantastic Four, then Defenders, then Spider-Man. No one put other, which is interesting. No one put other. So I'm fully on board the Fantastic Four train. I do think it's going to be them. I think they're going to wait a while before they do Daredevil and the Defender cycle, because Daredevil's like their next biggest name that I think they have left that they're really going to do. I think there's arguments you could make for other ones too, other heroes. But for me, Daredevil's like the last big one. So anyway, somebody posted a good old giant lasagna. Reasons why Warning is one of the best cards in the game. It's not. And I know they're just trolling me because if you don't know, we do videos like this where I break down 2 cards. It usually comes out in the afternoon. I just do quick reviews of basically 2 cards and whatever, but they made a great post. Make sure you go check it out because it's funny. Okay, so Ghost Spider and Skilled Strike. I want to make sure I got this interaction right. I can attack, which exhausts, and I play Skilled Strike. And see what Skilled Strike is. It's when your hero makes a basic attack, he gets +2 for that attack. And then can they use Ghost Spider, dizzying reflexes as a response to ready myself from this attack. And so it's on her interrupt, right? Dizzying reflexes response after you resolve an interrupt or a response ability on an event. Ready Ghost Spider. And then they asked if they could do that or not, since Skill Strike is an interrupt, which means it happens before the attack / exhaust happens. So Skilled Strike, right? Obviously, you're doing it when you're exhausting if you're attacking, and +2 attack. Great card, by the way. So this says response after you resolve an interrupt or a response. So in order to play this card, right, when your hero makes a basic attack, so they're exhausted, make a basic attack, you are playing this card, you're doing the attack, and then the response is happening after that fact, right? So after you resolve an interrupt. So, right, you have to resolve the interrupt. In order to resolve the interrupt, your hero has to make the basic attack to get the +2 damage. So it's doing all of that, and then you're able to ready Ghost Spider. Response windows in Marvel Champions are generally pretty big. For the most part, they're pretty big. So it's obviously that's what the intent is, unless they make some crazy rules change where you can't do that. But that is the intent. You can do that. All interrupts will kind of work vaguely similar to what Skill Strike. Not all. A lot of them will work vaguely similar to Skill Strike, where it's interrupting what you're doing. So it's the whole idea is it will work for that card. We had another post to talk about their house rules for Marvel Champions, which is always interesting to see. I know there's like a large group of people that are like very much for house ruling things, and another group of people that are very against house ruling things. So I'm kind of curious on where you all stand on that. What do you do? What do you don't? They had a really good post. Again, join my subreddit if you haven't. The link is down below. You can read this post, read the other post too. This is some interesting, good stuff in here. I think is some people like to play around with house rules. It doesn't mean that you have to all the time or not. You can just mess around with the idea. It's totally fun. But join the subreddit. It's been great. And I will say the one I did, my biggest one, me personally, especially when I'm playing two-handed, is that if there's two heroes and I have signature allies for the other hero in my deck, I will take out the signature ally and put in team-up cards, right? It drives me nuts that there's just a dead card in there that's supposed to be like good for your hero. So for example, if I play Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, they have their signature heroes each other. So I'll just put the team up card, right? It makes the most sense to me. So that's what I do. I know it's technically not the right thing to do, but it's what I enjoy doing. So that's what I'm going to do. If I play with other people, I don't really do as much. So they said, what's up, D20? Question about playing the first scenario from Next Evolution. I wanted to clarify. Once you kill one of the villains, the next villain reveals and attacks right away. I was not sure if I killed him at the end of the turn. Would the villain phase begin, or he attacks twice in the reveal? Blah, blah. Okay. So they're talking about Next Evolution with this is the whole Morlock siege thing, right? When you're doing the stack of Morlock sieges, the stuff, right? All the Marauders, right? That's what I'm trying to say. All the Marauders are out there. And when you kill one, right, it goes under the routed environment. So after it does that, the villain's defeated, put it here. Discard each minion that shares a title with the top villain of the deck. So it's like the new villain that showed up, because obviously if the new villain is Vertigo, right, and there's a Vertigo minion on the table, that'd be super awkward. You can't really do that. So it's just telling you to get rid of the minion. And then that villain is in play, and then the villain activates against each player. So the villain activates right away. So it's usually going to happen during your turn, unless this is happening when you're playing like protection. And if you're playing protection and then they just attacked you and then you defended and knocked them out through like a flow like water deck or something like that, then they're going to attack you again. Well, the new one's going to attack you. The old one's not going to attack you again, but the new one's going to attack you. So just prepare yourself for that. It is the one thing that makes this scenario, or can make this scenario, a little bit tricky, especially when you're playing an expert, because you're going to get attacked a lot. So it can be a little rough, but yes, you have to go through this entire forced response, and the villain will attack you. They'll do it on your turn if you're like attacking on your turn. Finish up your turn, then on their turn, they will attack you again, right? Really, the one time they should, but they're attacking you from your last time. If you're defending against this, they will, if you got attacked and defended, they will attack you again. So just kind of prepare for that. The last thing I really wanted to close out, and I kind of wanted to I think we'll have more in-depth videos on what I'm about to do in a second later on, but I wanted to just do friendly reminders of certain rules, right? I think it's always good to kind of go back through the rule book and look at things. I still look at a lot of questions from different resources of different websites and Board Game Geek and whatever, and different video comments and whatever. And I think it's really important that people learn on page 5 of the 1.5 rulebook, timing. Timing is one of the biggest things that will help you so much in this game, right? Understanding timing. So some abilities have timing priority with other abilities. In order, the timing priority of the abilities with the same triggering condition is constant abilities are always number 1, right? That's the sentence on the card. Of course, I don't have a card up with just a sentence. I can't think of one off the top of my head. But there's cards with just like a sentence on top, right? It doesn't say like response or anything, just a sentence. That's always being checked constantly. Then you have your keywords, and then you have all your icons and that fun stuff. Then status cards take next precedent. Then the force interrupts will take precedent or next in line. Then regular interrupts. Then boost when defeated, when revealed abilities. Then force responses. Then consequential damage. All this stuff is really important to know because, again, if you have an ally, right, that deals damage or whatever and has a force response in their card and, before they take consequential damage, like what triggers, right? Here you go, right? This is going to break it all down. If people want specific examples on this, like, and you're not sure, like, let me know, right? Write them in Reddit. On the Reddit page. And if there's like a situation where you're like, hey, I'm not sure how the timing of this will work out, right there, we'll be happy to help you. Same with the Discord page, right? Put it in there. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you. But I think it's always good to kind of refresh this. And I'm going to go through the rulebook slowly. We'll have separate videos that will go really in depth in certain parts of the rulebook, like you and probably defending. Those are the two biggest ones. So we'll get into that in the future. Timing is a very short section, but if people have questions on this, feel free to write, or in the comment of this video works as well. But yeah, you go to the subreddit or go to the Discord page. All right, so we're keeping this short and sweet, and the part of the reason is because there's not a lot of questions yet, and that's okay, right? I think it's better to be able to take time, go through these questions, kind of look at things and whatever. We're still figuring out the format of how this Friday type video is going to go. I'm just happy to be doing this again. I'm really excited. I know this is good for the community and people enjoy it and all that fun stuff. So like I said, if you have questions, go to the subreddit, put it there, or go to my Discord. Both links are down below. Put it in the comments of this video. That's fine too. So yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate everyone's support. For everyone that's subscribed to this channel, thank you. It truly means a lot. So thank you. Last thing, if you haven't done it yet, go over to twitch.tv/D20 woodworking. Hit the follow button, turn on notifications for when we go live. The live stream's been really great. Again, Friday, we're playing 2-player games. Sunday nights, we're doing Marvel Champions. And Tuesday's been different. We recently did Hostage Negotiator. And chat chose or helped me with my career, and they didn't kill me right away, which is really, really nice. I really appreciate chat. So anyway, it's been a lot of fun. Make sure to go do that. And then I'm going to put up a video here. Make sure to check it out. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be random. The algorithm's going to pick it for you. So hopefully YouTube does a good job with that. And I'll see you all next time.